Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of our YouTube videos, Frank 26 YouTube videos. It is the 31st of August, 2019. It's the last day of the month. I welcome you. Before we do anything, I always lay the ground rules that everything that we're about to say is strictly in my opinion, even if we get it from articles or newspapers or whatever. It's still my opinion. And at least the things that I say about it is my opinion. And we also are dealing with a speculative investment. There's no date and there's no rate to be offered. So let us start. Um, there's no date and there's no rate. But what there is some very interesting statements. It was a little over a month ago. The government of Iraq, they said, well, we got holidays coming up, and the pressure is on them to do things, for the citizens of Iraq, the budget, get things organized with Kurdistan, Kuwait, yeah, and that's what the GOI has been busy doing. In the meantime, or yet better yet, I should say, do you think that the GOI Parliament has been busy with the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar? In my opinion, no. No. You're talking about two completely different things. Towards the end, we have seen the migration of both of those sides coming together in agreement, coming together and saying, what laws do you need, CBI? We got them? Okay, thank you. You know, that type of a relationship. Kind of respectful, which is very odd. I was talking with Delta today, and he said, Frank, to see how the government is getting along and how they're moving forward and how they're impressing other nations around them. That's rare. That's rare for my country, and I'm glad to see that. I said, so am I. So am I. We needed that. We needed them to be at peace and stop fighting and bickering with each other, because when you do, you're not covering your back, and that's when someone else sneaks into the battle, like Iran, Turkey, whoever it may be, and it just makes it more complicated. But now the GOI and the CBI, in my opinion, in my team's opinion, has been showing a respectful unity and working relationship. When you think about it, if they got the bad people out of there, Maliki, and that was it. That was, I mean, it was one bad guy, Maliki, okay? And the reason why is because Maliki, oh, can you do me a favor, Jen, and bring this up a little bit? No, thank you very much. I see now. Because Maliki was the head leader after Saddam. He was the head honcho. He was the bad guy. He was the leader. And it's not like you're going to have, West Side, who's the king over there? Who's in charge? Who's got that turf? No, Maliki had all the turf. And it was one bad guy. And all the other bad guys underneath him answered to him, and they were all in the government, especially in Parliament. But when you remove that one bad guy, all the other little bad guys, they ran like a bunch of cockroaches. When you turn on the light and you got a can of Raid in your hand, where you at, sucker? They ran. And they were replaced. By who? By those that are in control. Look at my purple thumb. I voted. Well, good for you. But we'll tell you when it counts. So, this government, in a nice conversation with Delta, is really doing good. Do you think that the government is sitting there saying, oh golly, we gotta finish that up in order for the CBI to reinstate our currency? No. Because They're done. And I'm telling you, I've looked. I've really sincerely, I've looked for delays. I've looked for more laws. I looked for amendments. I've looked at well, we've looked at everything. I mean, Trump is going to go visit, some people, but that's not necessary. The Central Bank of Iraq is one entity, and the GOI is another entity. It's like a man and a woman, and there's that a man and a woman are two separate things. But when you put them together, they create something beautiful, a child. And the child will be well, I guess they're going to have twins. It's going to be the economic reform and the monetary reform. The economic reform really, truly needs the financial reform before the economic can even really be launched. And the best example is where's the contracts? Where's the Kuwait contracts? Where's all the reconstruction going on? It's there, but it's only being allowed to come in selectively. In my opinion, everything I say is in my opinion. Uh, I can imagine there's like 10 oil companies all busting at the door. Let us in, let us in. We'll clean up your fields. We got the rigs. Don't you worry. We got the manpower. We got the knowledge. We got the money. Don't you worry about nothing, Iraq. Show us where to dig. We'll show you where to dig. We got NASA pictures. We can tell you where to dig. You know something? Your land, good God, about 90% of it is covered with oil. Yeah. Anyways, so there are companies that are dying to come in, but they're not, in my opinion, they're not being allowed to come in just yet. And the reasons why is because they're not protected under Article 8 yet. But they're Article 8, Frank, not until they make it official. What makes it official, Frank? To see the decimal point on their exchange rate move over to the right 3 spaces and rounds it off to about 85, 86 cents, equivalent to $1 is the Iraqi dinar. Mm. Did you see those hard numbers that I gave you just a few days ago, family? About 1 million dinars can only go in and out of Iraq. Did you ever stop and think about the fact that I told you those are hard numbers? Oh, look, there's, let me calculate. Let me see. Yeah, I see a rate in there. Well, good. Good. I'm glad you do because we saw a rate too. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't do that. I don't give you rates. But we saw, and you can figure it out yourself if you want to. If you don't, go to the nearest university, the nearest college, high school, and talk to an economics teacher, professor, or something, and ask them, "Hey, look at this. What do you think? Is there something here that we can divide and calculate and borrow a 2 from, and then bring it over here? Does that have an end result?" Well, let me see that, young man. Let me see what you got here. Let me see. So here you got 10, only 10,000 dinars can go in or out. Although with document 20,000 go in and out. Oh, you know that. Okay. Well, so here you got 1 million. Right here. Look here. Well, 1 million dinars can leave the country. Oh, look here. And 1 million and less can also enter the country. They're international now, huh? I didn't know that. Well, good for Iraq. But if you're asking me what do I see here, I see 1 million. They're international? Yeah. Well, then they're paired to some currency, aren't they? Yeah, the American dollar. They are. 1 to 1? 1 to 1. So 1 million Iraqi dinars can leave the country and 1 million can come in, right? Right. Well, what happens when they raise the value? Would that be $1 million that can come in and come out? So, yeah, there's a lot of thought there. They're paving the road to bridge themselves outside of their country. They know how much they need. They also know how much they have. You want to see something? I get a kick out of this picture. Let me see if I even have it here. My goodness gracious. Oh yeah. I get the biggest kick out of this picture. You see that? Let me blow it up for you. I remember back in 2003 when our troops arrived. This is all in my opinion. This is one of the tunnels. And what's interesting is that this man, he's almost touching the ceiling of the tunnel. The tunnels were like about, the tunnels were high. But check this out. You see that soldier? Sorry, Saddam. Sorry, sucker. We got you. Look at all that gold and silver bars underneath. Actually, it's all gold there, but there is some silver too. That is a long tunnel, man. Hey, Oak Island. This, your mystery ain't nothing compared to this mystery. My gosh, they must have stole money every second of their lives throughout the whole regime. No wonder the citizens were starving and eating stones. And boiling sticks for their afternoon tea. And looking over at the government and looking over at the central banks. And keeping their mouths shut. Oh, but they have a voice now, don't they? Congratulations, Iraqi citizens. By the way, I understand that you're all now talking and spreading and letting it be known about us, and it is an honor. Welcome. You should be proud. That's a lot. It's a whole tunnel. It goes on. It goes on forever, and it's so stacked up. You can't measure that amount of assets. And that's what. Oh, that's okay. So there you go. Okay, isn't that nice? Yeah. All right. So with this unity, this respect, we have a promise by this government. We also have a promise by the CBI. All right, let's look at them. Let's start with the CBI. What you promising? We're going to add value to the currency of our nation so that our citizens will have purchasing power. We're going to bring in more experts, with contracts that we've established internationally. We're going to have supermarkets and malls and lots of products and a variety of different things. And our citizens will be given the purchasing power in their currency because we will be removing 3 zeros from our exchange rate. We've explained it all to them. In fact, we even told them we're going to bring back coins. I mean, they're using coins right now. They were assigned coins, when was it? 2003, when the coalition force came in the United States of America put us under that, that Marshall Plan kind of a thing, We gave up our banking, we gave up our money, we gave up our coins, everything, and they gave us this because we didn't have anything to back up what we thought we had. There's a bunch of garbage from Saddam, those Swiss notes. But that's where we're at, says the CBI. Well, thank you for the promise, says the citizens. GOI, pardon, you guys, did you promise the citizens something? Yes, we did. What? And by the way, was it just recently? Yeah, about a month ago. What'd you tell the citizens? That before the end of this legislative session, the first session of 2019, before it ended, we would pass. We would do everything that was necessary. We would add value to their currency. We would, along with the CBI, we're all for it. We're one. No more fighting. We don't want the holy man, Sestini, to get mad no more. And Mr. Trump, no, don't get mad. So, you got the CBI that promised to give them purchasing power. You've got the government that is promising to do it in the first legislative session. When does the first legislative session end? About 3.5 hours. Do you think that they'll come out and have it in 3.5 hours? Well, I think that they're going to come back on the first, and I think that they're going to sit down on the second and talk, and then on the third, they might actually make a move, and then on the fourth, they may make an announcement, and then on the fifth, they may activate and get going. That's what I would like to see. I don't know if we're going to see that. The odds are for it. You know what I mean? The conditions are set for it. I mean, once in a great while, the sun and the moon become one. Those conditions have to be just perfect. Isn't it amazing that the moon is in the right spot between the earth and the sun, just to block out that whole sun? I mean, what a coincidence, huh? Good job, God. That's pretty good. Yeah. Right spot, right time, right place. And it's the right spot, the right time, the right place right now, in my opinion, in these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, what's wrong with 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like 3, 4, 5. So we'll see what happens. Steely Jan, a member of KTFA. Steely Jan comes in and she says, you know the CBI site? Yeah, what about it? Is something wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Well, it's different. Normally it says something, but today it's saying something else, and I don't know if it means anything. We think it meant something, Steely Jan. And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, well, you need to be a member of our forum, and you would have seen what Steely Jan wrote. You would have seen what other people replied to, and now you would understand what I'm saying to her, okay? Now, I say that because I was disgusted today with some site that took, and they actually said that Frank is calling it. He called it on, it's going to be on this date, and he's saying that 10,000 dinars is going to be only coming in and out, and he's calling a rate of 118. How dare you? Because you see, you cost me so much time today. The sensitivity, no, not the sensitivity, the lack of discipline in many that are involved in this investment. They don't realize that it's not correct for them to call me and ask me a question that cannot be answered on this subject. And then they call me and they ask me about this other person's opinion. And I always say, did you see it on my website, on my forum? No, we didn't. We saw it at some other place. I'm sorry. I just don't want to do that no more. Okay. So Steely Jan, yeah, not bad, Steely Jan. President Trump says that the feds are the problem of the United States of America. Okay, whatever, Trump. But you know what I say, Trump? The United States Treasury is the pearl of America. And you know it too, don't you, sir? You see, family, back in 2003, when we went there to rescue them, we took over everything, martial law. And then we also, I said martial law, I'm sorry, martial plan. It's quite a difference. And when we took over everything, it's what America does. We do it every 10 years. Every 10 years, we go and we knock on somebody's door, and they open the door. Oh, infidels, what do you want? You want help? No. Okay. Wait. Okay. But don't tell nobody. Shh. All right. But this is what it'll cost you. Okay. And then it takes about 10 years to do it. And it's reflective mirror image off of our stock market, because our stock market ebbs and flows every 10 years, which is mirroring what we're doing around the world with countries and their products and their currency, whatever. So, Iraq, when we went there in 2003, in my opinion, we printed enough of the dinars. There you go, run your country. We'll replace these 3 zeros later. Right now, just use those. Here's some coins. Yeah, okay. Use those coins too. You're going to have to get used to them. We're bringing the coins back. But nobody paid attention. It was a war-torn country. So, if they loaded up the coffers of the central bank with this new 3-0 notes until they were ready to replace them, like it seems they are now, well, then in my opinion, we loaded the United States Treasury with a whole bunch of dinars. And that's no secret. That's not like, oh, really? Chill. That's what we do. That's how we make money. I had a phone call today and someone says, Frank, you say that Iraq is, the United States is not going to pay one single taxpayer, not one dime for the war in Iraq? That Iraq is going to pay for it? Yes. How? I just explained it. The United States Treasury is the pearl. What time is it? I've been already on about 30 minutes. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna drag it out. I enjoy my time with you, I really do. But I'm not gonna drag it out. Mainly because I guess I'm tired. And the other thing is because I'm sick and tired. I had yesterday the video that we did, the YouTube that we did, with the pictures, things that the internet just doesn't have. It was a constructive YouTube. I was proud of my teams. I was excited all day to give you the double header, not only in our YouTube, but then inside of my forum. Our forum has information that I won't release until Monday. And even then I'll think about it. But yesterday, after we poured our hearts out, we have some individual by the name of Home at Last 101. And he says, Frank, you get more and more moronic and more narcissistic as time goes by. A businessman, even after being asked to stop your queenie antics, I don't even know what that means, your queenie antics on your film, still does not stop them? You really just cannot help yourself. It's sad. And I'm embarrassed for you, Frank. Tink, I know you love him.
Yes,
but,
I do.
But, that's my girl. Tink, I know you love him. But please, in big letters, explain to him that he needs to tone it down. Tone it down! He needs to tone it down. Oh, this is long. I hope you got an hour. He needs to turn it down, please, Tink. You got to tell him this to better communicate with everyone. I like how he capitalizes, specific words. You see, it's just getting old watching and listening to him talk about things that the way he does, with that face of his, and I'm sure that I will get bashed for this, or told to shut up, or leave. But But someone needs to keep asking Frank to really stop the narcissistic antics. Oh my God, stop, Frank. If you, I wonder who's being more narcissistic here, me or him. If you're unable to get on some ADD medicine, well, as this will help you, you see, then I don't know. No, hey, by the way, no, Frank, no, Frank, I'm not kidding here. Okay, I'm not kidding here. Also, please, Frank, take this criticism like a man. Okay. All right, like a man, okay? You understand? Boogers and all. No, he didn't say boogers and all. Take it like a man and make changes. Now, make changes in yourself without big bold letters, without having to announce to everyone and their dog on your next video that you were attacked. You were attacked. Now, this is not an attack. Oh, no. This is not an attack. I'd love to show you an attack. This is not an attack. No. This is not an attack. He's saying it like 2-3 times. It is a valid criticism. So take it like a man. Take it like a man, for goodness sakes, and change. I enjoy the info, by the way. Oh, you hypocrite. I enjoy the information, but a 60-some-year-old guy acting like you do, as someone claiming to be a businessman or a Christian, needs to change. You understand, Frank? Now, thanks for listening. P.S. Jocularity is no excuse when it goes on and on and on and on and on. That's 4 on. Wow. All the time on every video. So please don't use it. Don't do that. Don't use it as one. Okay? Thank you. So there's like about, I don't know, 20 replies, or I don't know, a whole bunch. And this man takes everybody's reply and he just shoots them down and calls them names, and I mean, it's just not right. And that's why I tell you, family, I'm tired, and I've grown to get sick and tired, I suppose. It's interesting because he listened to one more. Somebody told him that you shouldn't judge. You see, this person thinks that they know the Bible, but they don't even know how to interpret the Bible. So, well, here's the thing. Whoever he's talking to, the Bible says that the righteous judge all things. Not an excuse; it's just a fact. You know something? I won't call you a moron. It's less than that. Because you see, the Bible says that the righteous judge all things. I am not a thing. Stupid. The Bible clearly says, do not judge one another. One human to the other human. Oh, Revelation, huh? Yeah, it's also a good book. Tink. Home at Last 101 is no longer welcome in my home. He is to be banned, and he is to be removed, and he is ever found in our presence in our home again. He is to be reported to YouTube. Got it?
Yep.
Thank you kindly very much. The title of our YouTube for today is Respect. You're lucky I don't break out and start singing it. And you're not offering respect, sir. How dare you come into my home and tell me where to put the sofa, where to put the chair, where to put the television? How dare you come into my home and judge me? Ah, it's because you think I was judging others. You should listen to every word I say because they're well calculated. And it's not just by me, but by a team. Can you imagine? Anyways, I'm sorry that I had to bring that up. But maybe I won't bring it up no more. We just simply get rid of these people, okay? Right? What do you think? Does that sound good? We just politely say, bye-bye, guys. There's a door. And if you don't want to leave, I'll kick you out. Oh, God, look at him. He's supposed to be a Christian. He's saying he's going to kick somebody out. Do you know that heaven was a battlefield? Do you know that heaven was a gigantic war against the good forces of God, against the evil forces of one angel by the name of Lucifer that decided to go against God in his own turf? You see, God has taught me, don't let any man tell you how to live in your home, Frank. It's interesting. Iran, you really should get on the ball. You're going around telling everybody that America should die? America's infidels? You remember yesterday we showed you the electronic billboards? Weren't they amazing? Remember the person right next to us that big? They're gigantic. They're like 10 stories high or more. Well, sadly, Iran is using those same big giant electronic billboards to tell the Americans that we're infidels and that we're going to die. While Iraq is using those same billboards to tell their citizens what the Fab Four, the United States of America, taught them to give to their citizens. So citizens of Iran, would you like the United States to teach your government and your central bank what to give you? Okay, well then do something about it, citizens of Iran. By the way, respect. Respect, right? Yesterday I told you, it's not so much for me, it's for my family, my KTFA family, and my teams. I want to read you something that I got a phone call from. Like I told you, sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, really? This gentleman called me, and he tells me who he is and what he's doing, and I said, wow, well, thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And I just want to read this to you because he says, I'm not going to give you the body of it all, but he says, Frank, it was my honor to talk to you. As I told you on the phone in our conversation, I've had the honor to now be associated with two honest and honorable men. I was asked to stay and do the same job for George Bush. For Bush Sr. Yeah. No, that's Bush Sr. And I declined for whatever reasons. He's a member of our KTFA family for many years, and he finally decided to reach out to me, and he says, Frank, I've been a member of the family for a while now, and you are truly the best and most honest person I have met since working for President Reagan. Keep up the good work. If I can ever be of any assistance, and so forth and so forth. Look, I don't want you to think that I'm kidding here. Let me block his name and let me block his phone number. Can they see that, Jen?
Yes.
So the title of our YouTube today is Respect, for a very good reason. I offer you respect. Please respect my teams. Alrighty. You know what? I don't want to talk no more. Oh, tariffs to rise against China this weekend. And I'm really interested in this weekend because tomorrow's the 1st, and then the next day is the 2nd, and then the 3rd, and the 4th, and the 5th. Just curious to see, what activities we're going to see. Not from the GOI, not from Parliament, from the Central Bank of Iraq. Just curious. Our teams are set up, and we're ready. If you're ready, CBI. Somebody asked me, Frank, could you please talk to us about other currencies? No, I'd rather not. Let's just concentrate on the one that we're studying right now. But why do you ask? And when they told me the answer, I kind of got to thinking. I thought, wow, well, they said, for my portfolio, you told us that it would be wise to diversify. Yeah. Don't just, don't just, don't just concentrate on currency. There's many other things that you can invest in your portfolio. So I think that's what we're gonna do this one time. I mean, not tonight, but I will pick a night and we'll cover other currencies. Wow, I'm so sorry. I got hundreds of texts and I can't find the one I wanted to read to you about. It's about the Iranian Real. I wonder if this gentleman would mind if I played his recording. Because you see, it's from his friend in Iran, what he found out. Give me just a quick second. If I don't find it, then I'll just stop the whole thing here. Let's try this. Just part of it, not all of it. But listen, I found interest in this, and I sent it to my teams, and I'm waiting for them to give me a report about it. Here we go. Let's see here. Yes, because I have some information you might be interested in. I have a friend of mine that's in the construction business and has been for a long, for 30 or 40 years, and he had an Iranian friend that was also in the construction business, and his brother had called him yesterday and told him what the Tolman was in Iran, and if you would like to call me back, I'll give you the information that he told me. I'm not on your side, and I do watch on, and I've been listening to you for a couple of years, so I thought you might want to. Well, I called him and I said, "Let me see what your friend has," and he gave me a little explanation of it, and I found interest in it. Well, I had called you earlier. I have some information about the Iranian domain, and I have a question for you, and then if you can answer how much it is, I will give you some information about what I heard yesterday from a friend of ours that is in Iran. His brother had called him from Iran. And what it boils down to, after it was all said and done, the Iranian, I think he was a truck driver, and when he was paying whatever he was paying, he came to the conclusion that, wait a minute, this is costing me more. Why? Because of what has happened with the Iraqi dinar. It's, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you because it's powerful. It's powerful. Here's why. Iran already hates Iraq. Now you're telling me that Iraq is about to have a currency equivalent to the American dollar? Says Iran. No, 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 no. That cannot be. Yes, it is going to be. And I believe that when it comes down to it, it won't be an issue of insults. It won't be an issue of war. It'll be an issue like China, like North Korea. They'll give in. All right, Mr. Trump, let's talk. You freaking infidel. But if you can get them to the table, oh, for those of you in business, negotiators, contractors, or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Just get them to the table, man. Just get them to talk to us. That's the problem. When you don't talk, you don't get nowhere. And rumors and innuendos take over, and then it's all a mess. Get them to talk. And it's so hard to get the Middle East to talk. So I think that Iran, Rial, has a chance, but not this year. Not at all. No, but if we do see them come to the table and talk like China's doing now, finally, and it's because of the tariffs on them, and they know it. Yes, it's hurting us, but it's hurting them a lot more. A lot more. But that doesn't mean anything to the person that is suffering here in the United States and losing his mom and pop job, business or whatever. I understand. I respect that. Collateral damage comes in many ways. So, yeah, that's what I think about the Iranian Rial. The Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe? What about it? Zimbabwe doesn't even have a currency. So why are you asking about that? Well, this guru says that they're going to do the and the guru says that the Zimbabwe was liquidated and liquidate. Well, that's bad. No, he said that was good. Look, I was asked by KTFA family, can you sell us to Zimbabwe? Why? Do you see me teach it to you? No, we want the Zimbabwe. Fine. So I had my broker, and I think we sold it for like about 4 months. Finally, I said, stop. This is ridiculous. It doesn't matter how many times I tell them that the Zimbabwe, in my opinion, doesn't have a jack chance. Right now, anyways. Oh, but the guru says that the United States is in control of it. No, they wiped it out. They replaced it with AA series 2008, 2009 series U.S. government bonds. No, they don't even have a currency. It's a novelty currency, and that's why I stopped selling it, because it made no sense for me to sell it to you. You were buying it based on somebody else's opinion that I knew was, or at least that I felt in my opinion, was incorrect. In fact, the bonds that they're using right now, they're not even for sale. Yeah, Zimbabwe has a chance down the road once their government gets their heads out of the camp. Yeah, and once they stop trying to be like Idi Amin Dada, I'm going to eat you. Stop it. Take care of the people. Anyways, the Vietnamese dong. Well, now that's one I don't mind talking a little bit more about. I'm encouraged about that one. But that's also, I think, down the road. I told you there's a field. It's up in the northern parts. You have to do some work to find it in the northern part of Vietnam, and they've been experimenting with a plant for a long time. It's gonna be much more powerful than stevia. So yeah, no, Vietnam. And now that the United States has taken China and said, stop it, stop it, what's the matter with you? Help them. So now China may, okay, all right, we'll take care of our little brother here. We'll help him out. Especially if they want help with Hong Kong from Vietnam. And GDP of Vietnam is excellent. Their currency isn't worth much, but it is international. And because of their growth in their GDP, their economy, and their inflation, their currency has a chance. But somebody has to take them on their back, and that has to be their own father and mother, China. China has not helped them. That's not given them contracts. That's not expanded. China has kept everything for themselves. Sometimes when you keep everything, all the candy for yourself, you end up throwing up because you get sick. You know something? I talked to you about the Iraqi dinar because it's the only central bank on this planet that has told me, hey, what? We're in the process of lifting the value of our currency. Really? Yeah. Any other currency got? Any other central bank want to say that? Nobody. Iraq. Cool. In fact, I've noticed that you guys have had a pretty steady growth all along since 2003. That's interesting because I've seen fluctuations in currencies all the time, but yours is almost as if somebody's been grooming you and maintaining you and riding that horse, man, to the top of the mountain. Yeah, of course. Anyways, yeah, that's enough. What do you think? I do have a report to give you. Oh, I was going to answer some questions. You see, on Saturdays, inside of my form at ktfalways.com, we have something called premium inside of our form. It does cost $10 a month. It is how I pay my bills. And in there, on Fridays, we do team chat. And I gave them information that I did not give on this YouTube last night. And then tonight we do Q&A. I answer their questions for a while. Do we see any questions pop up, Tink? Okay. Family, if you have questions, if you know KTFA members, you can either put them on our YouTube chat or our premium chat room in our forum. So, Tink, if you see a question pop up, let me know. And if we don't see any questions, no worries. I just won't answer anybody's questions. All right. By the way, did you see the, you're going to see the picture for this video? I'm holding these. American flag over my heart, and this is Iraq. This is the Iraqi flag. It's a new flag. There used to be stars. There aren't anymore. This is a new flag. For a new country with new leadership, with a new currency, with a new exchange rate for that currency, with a new government replacing all those bloodsuckers. This is a new country with a new generation that loves their electronics. So, the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, tells Iraq, hey, what? You got to do something about your electricity. Why? What's wrong with our electricity? You're going to need a lot of it. You're going to need a lot of it. And they did something. I don't know if that information is out yet, and if it is good, enjoy it. If it's not, you're going to read it pretty soon. And I'm looking for it everywhere here, and I can't seem to find it. But, and I forget who they made the deal with. They're going to go in and get the electricity. Who is it from? Oh my goodness, why is it in my notes? Oh, it says here, let's see, Ronald Reagan, debt to America, electronic billboards, Iran. No, already talked about that, right? Yep. Iranian, Zimbabwe, Dong, IQD, no, contract rates. No, we're not going to talk about that. Wow, geez, I'm so sorry. I'll tell you what it is. No, I don't have it. But you'll read about it. You'll read about it. You see, they told Iran, and what did I say to you? No. Iran wants to talk. Nope. And Iraq disconnected from the grid line, from the power grid. Grid line. They're not buying electricity from Iran no more. Oh, they're angry about that. You might as well take a stick and just put it in the bee's nest. They're angry about that because they were stealing it, excuse me, and then reselling it. But that's what they do with their oil too. Oh well. Do we have any questions, Dave?
Yes, the first one
Where is it?
in the chat.
Can you read it?
Yes, from KBC123. Since we've been introduced to the MasterCards, what are the visas reserved for?
Oh, good question. The question was, since we've been introduced to the MasterCards, what are the visas reserved for? The same thing. The MasterCards, instead of bringing... Good question. Who asked that question?
KBC123.
KBC, 123. Okay. You see, if you brought both of them out, there you go, citizens. Which one do I use? Oh my God. What does it? Just use this one. But I like this color. Oh, for God's sake, it's not a car. Use this one. So, because they'll argue about anything. They'll argue about anything. And it's not that they're arguing, that's just the way they communicate. You know, instead of, how are you? In America, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. Boring. Over there. Hey, Ali, hey, how you doing today? Well, my cat died, my wife left me, and the house burned down. But other than that, I'm okay. How you doing? What is that, a country song? My cat died, and my wife left me, and the house burned down. But that's the way they communicate. It almost seems like they're complaining about everything. Like they're female dogging about everything, but they're not. They're not. That's just the way they talk, and that's the way they communicate. And we Westerners, we look at them, we go, huh? Ungrateful, aren't they, man? No, they're not. That's just the way they communicate. If you don't like it, leave their country and leave them alone. But it turns out we liked it, so we stayed, and now we have bases and embassies, and we ain't going nowhere. Hey, Frank. What? Oh, by the way, let me finish that. So, I'm so sorry. So, it turns out less confusion. Let's just start out with one. Now, we're going to pay them with the card, right? Yep, go pay them. How about the retirees all around the world and in Iraq with the card? Yep, we take care of that. Okay. What if they wanted to make a loan? Can they use these cards? Yep, okay. Oh. Well, let's just stick with one card, and then when they get used to that card, let's introduce the other one, because you see, we're a corporate structure anyways. We're MasterCard, Visa. Hi there. And it don't matter to us. We'll get started with the MasterCard, and then we'll bring in the Visa as well, too. You want to? Okay. It's kind of like East to West anyway, so our cards are well set up. No worries. Next question.
How does Delta feel about where we are at this point?
With his fingers. Yeah, he touches the computer and he feels it and he's able to, let's see, I think we're right about here. Yeah. I can imagine the guy that tore me up. There he goes again. Just answer the question, Frank. It's my party and I cry if I want to. Scream if I want to. Ha ha ha. Get your own form. Get your own YouTube. UB2B. Leave me alone. We serve the people. We're serving tens of thousands. And we get one little guy that comes in and he goes, hey Frank, you're narcissistic. Hey Frank, I need directions to the store, but I hate how your face looks when you give me the directions. Next question.
Right now, it seems like an ideal time for someone holding an Iraqi-based MasterCard to make an online purchase of a USA-based product of known value to see and compare the actual cost for the buyer and the seller.
What, you think we haven't tried it? I don't tell you everything. We give you about 25% of our study. Can you imagine if I told you everything? Yeah, no. Besides, the software's not activated on the cards for them to do it. Where's the software at? Was that rude to eat ice in front of you? Oh, that guy is really going to tear me up now. Um, I'm sorry. What did I say? Just say it. I forgot. Jen. Help me.
That was the making a purchase with an Iraqi MasterCard to see what the buyer and seller
Yeah,
cost
right.
is.
Sure, we have, and it didn't work. And I think it's because the software in those cards that was assigned to them is not activated yet. Even if they stuck that card in the new ATM machines, it won't work. They're using them in the old TM. Go, 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 go.
Hello?
They're using them in the old ATM machines,
Are you okay?
but not the new ones.
He's doing a conference call right now. Can I have a okay?
Okay, that's my family, and when my father calls, he's going to be 86 years old. You know, you tend to worry with every time that they call. I'm taking him out for lunch. Me and Jan and my sister. We're going to take Dad out tomorrow. It's a big adventure. You know, it's tedious to get him in the car and take him and. The state of Ohio has nominated my father. In fact, he's the one. He's the candidate that was selected. What was it that we're going to Columbus? Yeah, look that up for me. I'm very proud. My father has been selected to represent the state of Ohio for an award that's going to be given to him in Columbus. And somehow or another, we got to get Dad down there. And I will. I was thinking of getting a limousine maybe and getting him down there. What's it called again, Tink?
2019 Distinguished Hispanic Ohioan Military Service Award.
Hoorah, sir. Love you, Dad. Love you. Name me another question, Tink. I think I answered the other one.
Somebody's asking, there's been a lot of talk about the MasterCard, but what about the Visa?
That's the third question in a row. Give me another different question, please. You see the...
I was going to ask if Frank senses any frustration coming from Fireflies 77 as this education process starts to drag out.
No, actually, good question. No. If anything at all, every day they get more and more curious. Every day they look up and around and they see things, that's a flatbed truck. Look at that. Every day it's something that is telling them that our country is changing. Right now it's what's happening with Kurdistan, Ebro, 140, those things. You heard the phone call from our original Delta Iceman and his translator. What did she say? Frank, she was excited. It's like, huh? No. And then after hearing it the next day, huh? Really? And then hearing it and this has been going on for months now, to the point where it's like, it's gonna happen. But the difference between the citizens and you and me is that we say, when? We're a New York minute. We're a New York nanosecond. Whereas Iraq, they're excited about the fact that it's coming. They measure time differently. You see, we look at the clock and go ballistic, hurry up! The Middle East looks at the clock and then looks away. And they go about their business. Next question.
Okay. Is it confirmed anywhere the second legislative session officially begins on a specific date, like the 3rd, 4th, or the 5th?
The 3rd. Next question.
Are the private banks about what is happening today? Lava flow.
How did you know it was 28 banks? Did I say that? Did you get that from my notes? Yeah, I must have said that. It's more than 28 now. Woo! And yeah, of course they're excited. You see, this question is the same question as the one before. It's just worded differently. Here, let me ask the next question, okay? Hey, Frank, If you put your finger in an electric socket, would you get excited? Now, not about the electricity, but about what's happening with the Iraqi dinar, huh? Would you? Would you? Huh? Next question.
How can the CBI announce this RI when they don't have an acting governor at the moment?
Who says they don't? They got to tell you? In my opinion, the governor's been there for many, many months. A lot. What? What you want? Recognition. What if we give you a promotion? You can go in the Arab monetary fund and run it. You can run the whole thing. Honest engine? No, for real, you can. Just give up your position. We want somebody else in here. Okay with you? Oh, it's okay. Oh yeah. Oh God, they got air conditioning out there, and cookies too. I saw them on the table. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. Wait. One thing. What? My family's gonna kill me if I take that job. They're all proud that I'm here, governor. Central bank. Yeah. Tell your family that we're going to put your picture, your signature. We're going to put it, whatever it may take. Your name, your family's name will forever live in this reinstatement. How's that? For real? Yeah, for real. No, really? Honest engine? Yeah, no, we will. It's a deal. Okay. So when that went about, in my opinion, the governor, he says, shoot, I don't have to do jack anymore, do I? Not really. But it would be good if you mentor this guy. Oh, okay. Come here. You see what that's for? Yes, sir. You see that over here? Don't push that button, though. Not yet. Okay, they'll tell you when. So, in my opinion, the acting governor here, whoever the governor is, of course he's there. And this is a transition period. Oh, all of a sudden, let's say tomorrow they make the announcement, we raise the value, and you expect it tomorrow. Okay, let's pick a governor. Who should it be? I don't know. Get your cousin Harry over there, man. He knows how to count to 10, doesn't he? Yep, he does. He qualified. But no, they've had it, and he's there, and he's working, and he's got good experience, and he's from the wherever. Next question.
You mentioned the market shook on Monday. What specifically shook?
You're a little late. We already talked about that. Stock markets. They shook violently for about a day or two. And it was because of what I told you. China. What? Raise the value of your currency. No. Then more tariffs on you. All right, let's talk. Whoa, did you hear that? Yeah, we did. Stock markets blew up. That's the thing about stock markets. They're like a sailboat in the ocean. And if a wind comes, oh boy. And you really have to control your volatility when it comes to that amount of wind. Be careful. Stocks, I don't mess with stocks at all. Next question.
What were the billboards saying?
Please listen to the last 4, 5, 6, 7 YouTube videos, and you'll hear everything they were saying. Next question.
Can you explain what you mean when you say Iraq dropped the 3 zeros electronically back in January?
That's a good question, sure, because there are 2 ways that they can be dropped. They can be dropped, actually 3 ways. They're back into the central bank system. And they'll be gone. Poof. Read the question again, Tate.
Can you explain what you mean when you say they dropped the 3 zeros electronically?
So that's one way that they will remove them physically. The currency that has the 3 zeros, they'll fade away. That's one. Number 2, the exchange rate. It's 0.008597 something or another, and they'll move it over 3 places, remove those zeros, which adds value to their currency. And then the third way, what was and the third way is electronically. That's the second set of books is the best way to describe that. Second, in other words, what they do behind their scenes is none of your business. They are a sovereign country, and they can do that. So electronically, we believe it was in January, and the reason why is because then the IMF came out and said, yeah, in order for them to have hit the 2% compliance, it's because they used Article 8 tools. Oh, they're Article 8? They used Article 8 tools. So remember, they don't have to tell you anything. They'll tell you as it's mandated for them to tell you. The last question.
There's no more in premium team chat.
We're done. We're done.
But
This,
there are on here, but I told him you were only answering premium.
go ahead and pick
Well, I
one.
gotta go back and find her.
Just find anyone, honey.
Has Iraq fulfilled all debts and other obligations to Kuwait?
To Kuwait?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why Kuwait wants to come over and talk. And that's why Kuwait contractors are saying, come on, man, let us in now. And they have been letting some of them in. Mainly the road people, the constructions of the roads. And one more question.
Oh, they're talking about Zim.
They're talking about the Zim?
Do they still have to release the rate before the end of the first legislative session?
Do they have to? No. They said they would as a promise that's what their goal was before. Yeah, and let's hope that they can keep it. If they don't keep that promise, well, does that mean that, oh, that's the end of it, it's a catastrophe, the world's come to an end? No, it just means that that's the Middle East. How many times have I told you? They don't measure time the way you do. I want to thank you kindly for being with us tonight. God bless you. I hope you learned a few things, and I also want to thank you for coming to our YouTubes. It means a lot to me. And I'm sorry that I have to clean my room, that I have to discipline some people. Or that I have to say goodbye to some people. But for now, I will simply say bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow on your next Frank 26 YouTube video.